Ah, shit. This episode of the podcast is brought to you by our patrons. To find out more, visit patreon.com/BottleRocketGaming. On tonight's BRG podcast, we have two new guest hosts, Esoteric and Sam from the Gaming Thoughts and Opinions podcast, and Nachopanda goes gaga over PUBG. Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the BRG podcast with me, Kirok. This week, Warped is on vacation, guys, and I have Nachopanda here. Yeah, Nacho's joined me once again. Thank you, Nacho. And you'll also...
dude.
Thanks a lot, buddy. I really appreciate it. You'll also notice that I have two new faces. What you're looking at is Esoteric. Say hi, Esoteric.
Hello, Esoteric.
Very good. And Sam. Say hi, Sam.
Hey, guys.
Hi. Esoteric and Sam are part of the Gaming Thoughts and Opinions podcast. They have a YouTube channel. Later on in the show, we'll get into those details. But this podcast is basically a podcast where we talk about video games, sometimes tech news, sometimes media, and basically we have fun, letting you guys know about the news you need to know. So without any further ado, we're just going to get right into it, guys. Hey guys, welcome back. And now we're going to get into the speedy bits. This is the news you guys need to know. First on the agenda from Polygon, we have Crackdown 3 delayed to 2018. That's right. Microsoft Studios Publishing General Manager Shannon Loftus announced that they are basically delaying the game until spring of 2018. They essentially said that they want to... They essentially said that they want to spend the extra time to make sure it is a quality experience. And I'm cool with that. I mean, I like the game. I like the first one. Crackdown was awesome. Crapdown? Yeah, Crapdown was number 2. It wasn't so great. So I really want them to do a good job on this one. So we'll see how that turns out.
There was a new game-breaking glitch found in The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. By inputting a very specific button sequence at a very specific frame, Polygon reports that you can put any item on Link at any time, which runs counter to the game's usual progression system.
Right.
And allows for some atypical playthroughs.
That's some high-tech stuff.
So
sorry, go ahead, Kara.
No, I was going to say I can see how they're taking advantage of that because they can do certain things in one part of the game when they couldn't before, right?
Right. That's groundbreaking for speedrunners. And kind of staying in that same time zone, man. We're jumping back to 1998, you guys, because StarCraft is getting remastered, you guys. Actually, StarCraft Remastered has been released.
Yeah, it's already out.
So It's out, you guys. It's the old game and the expansion Brood War. But it's got some new tricks and it's got some new looks and clothes. It's basically ready to go, you guys. So yeah, that's out right now, and that's only $15 in U.S. currency for those who are curious. So I mean,
that's
for those
like
that
500 Canadian for me, right?
that's just ridiculous. No, but I mean, it's awesome because for those that played it back then, man, this is like nostalgia overload. You guys get to play the old StarCraft, but with better graphics. It's like, can't go wrong with that. So That's going to be awesome. Or that is awesome.
And the next piece of news is from Polygon. Mass Effect Andromeda single-player DLC comes to an end just 5 months after the game's release. So BioWare, the Mass Effect developer, announced that the single-player mode will not get any more downloadable content. Rather, the story-based missions and multiplayer will continue the narrative for you. It appears BioWare has washed its hands of the game that was considered a critical disappointment at launch and required a series of patches to fix many bugs. So here's looking forward to the next Mass Effect.
Looks like Star Wars Battlefront will have every Star Wars ship in it, or spaceship. So basically, Polygon indicates that they have the usual X-Wing fighter, the Y-Wing fighter. They also have Darth Maul's Infiltrator, and then the Trade Federation fighter. So I'm a little bit of a loss. I know the X-wing, I know the Y-wings, but I don't know what those others are because I don't really follow Star Wars that deeply. But apparently, yeah, this is going to be pretty cool. The game is scheduled to be released on November 17th. So for you fans out there, this is pretty good.
It's exciting.
Again, from Polygon, we have an announcement that Blizzard is renaming Battle.net.
Oh,
Again? But this name change is actually relatively minor, as it's Blizzard Battle.net, which makes all the difference, apparently.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And our next piece of news comes from Engadget. New York is getting a huge new VR conference this fall. It will be home for the first ever VR-focused convention. This event is called NY VR Expo. The expo is expected to draw an attendance of over 20,000 people. That's over the size of most arenas. And they will be showcasing 20 startups who are using VR in new and interesting ways. So if you really care about VR, keep up with this.
And
That's awesome.
It's only like 9 hours away from me.
Oh, that's an easy trip for you.
Yeah. Carrying on, Bluehole. So I didn't just say a bad word there. This is the same company responsible for PlayerUnknown Battleground. They are denying that Tencent did just recently bought a part of the company. So Tencent is a Chinese corporation known for going around and buying up gaming companies, or some of the biggest gaming companies out there. They actually invested in companies such as Riot Games, Activision Blizzard, Epic Games, and Clash of Clans. So the rumors are that they, bought a part of the game by influxing a whole bunch of cash, but Bluehole is denying this rumor, saying, no, they didn't. I guess we'll see in a month or two, maybe even less. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, we'll really find out. And even going even further into PUBG, PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds, you guys, they are getting a new vaulting system. This is going to be huge. So our friends over at Polygon wrote up an article that is talking about the new system that is going to be implemented. They announced it this year's E3 that a new vaulting system will be introduced into the game coming up. And this system allows players to climb over walls, short walls, and it even helps them leap safely through windows. So the days of crouch jumping through windows, you guys, it's over. We can just go out windows with no problem. So this is going to be a huge, huge game changer for those who love to play PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds, and I will be very excited to see how that goes.
Next, we have Engadget reporting on a potential leaked Xbox console. It's a reskin of the Xbox One with potential 1 terabyte capacity. My bad.
Ooh.
And Project Scorpio skins on the controllers and console itself.
Cool. I'll take.
All right, we want to move on to tech news now. This is from Polygon once again. Great website, no matter what Sam says. Discord cracks down on hate groups, shuts down alt-right server. In wake of the hateful protests led by neo-Nazis and white supremacists in Charlottesville, Virginia, Discord has shut down the altright.com Discord server. I don't know why it even exists in the first place, but anyways, in a statement sent to Polygon, Discord CMO Eros Rasmini, quotes, Discord was built to bring people together through a love of gaming, and our mission is to connect positive communities who share this appreciation. We unequivocally condemn white supremacy, neo-Nazism, or any other group, term, ideology that is based on these beliefs, end quote. While this may seem like a good thing, some people are drawing foul-sided this violates speech. Free speech, my bad. It violates free speech. It doesn't, but yeah, that's the part of the news. If you want to go deeper into that, I think that's very interesting.
That is, I gotta commend Discord and
for doing that. Yeah.
for doing that, for standing up for what is right. So, thumbs up to Discord. And with more tech news, we actually got Logitech. The PowerPlay is a no compromise solution to the wireless gaming device. So our friends over at Engadget wrote an article about the new device, the new product coming out from Logitech. It is a wireless charging mouse pad, you guys. It's basically, it gives wireless gaming a whole new like a whole new resurgence. And so basically, this will be launching with the G703 and the G903s. It'll bring new technology to help combat battery life and latency issues. And the typical excuses you get from us gamers, it's never us, it's our device, it's our system, or it's our products that we're using, And so this mouse comes with a pad that has a wireless charging tech built in, making it possible to never worry about charging your batteries. So you will never have to worry about the mouse dying on you in mid-game, which can be
sweet.
very scary. That's what has always stopped me from going wireless. So
yeah, same here.
Logitech, you may have just converted a diehard Razer fan into a Logitech fanboy.
Oh,
So
wow.
good. I know it's very. I almost feel sick saying that, but they even go as far to boast that their low latency is at 1 megasecond, 1 ms. What is that?
Millisecond.
Megasecond.
Yeah.
Millisecond. 1 millisecond. 1 megasecond.
It's a megasecond, but that's awesome, dude. Like that's pretty
insane.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll push others in the industry to move that way too. So, yeah.
It definitely will create some more aggressive competition. So, Razer, what do you got?
So, guys, those are your speedy bits, and let's keep going on into the show. We'll be right back.
Okay, guys.
Welcome back to another game releases this week with me, Kirok. There's a few of them, not many, but let's get into it. And your first game, guys, is on August 22nd. It is The Escapist 2. This is coming out for PC, PS4, and Xbox One. It is a three-quarter view action strategy type game. It is the second iteration in the Escapist series. Those of you who have played the first know what this one's all about. It's basically you're a prison inmate and you're devising a plan to break out. This version, or this second iteration, boasts the ability to have your friends drop in or drop out of your game. All of you can collectively come up with a plan and execute that plan to break out of prison. It's pretty awesome, isn't it? And also on August 22nd, Uncharted: The Lost Legacy. Oh my god, it's coming out for PS4 only. It is an action-adventure puzzle. All of you guys know what this is. It's a spin-off from the Uncharted with Nathan Drake, only this time story focuses on Chloe and Nadine in their adventures. I cannot wait for this game to come out. I've already pre-ordered it, and you better believe I'm going to be streaming this sucker on Twitch. And August 25th brings you F1 2017. This is coming out for PC, PS4, and Xbox One. It is a racing game. The next one in the Formula One series, brought to you by Codemasters, the same guy that brought you the Dirt series. Now, this one has a deep career mode, and you can play like a 2017 World Championship. It also offers online play and offline play, and they have like over 30 years of authentic racing cars in pristine fidelity. And your last game for August 25th is Call of Duty World War II Private Beta. This is coming out for PS4 only. It is a first-person shooter. Now, this is where Call of Duty goes back to its roots and brings you back onto D-Day in all its HD glory. It's supposed to have a deep story this time around, and I really, really want to play the game. Not the online stuff, just the game for the story. But it is a private beta at this point, so whose do I have to suck in order to be able to join this beta? Oh, and did I mention there are zombies? Oh, hey everyone. Hey, thank you for joining me. I had a great time doing this game releases for this week, and I will see you again next week. Bye for now. I can't get it all out of my beard. What the fuck, man? Welcome back, everybody. All right, so we are now getting into the part of the podcast that is called the Meaty Bites. Generally, we have a round table topic or a main topic. This time around, I found a couple of articles that looked pretty good, articles that I think that we can kind of like discuss and talk about. So I picked two. We're going to start off with the first one and obviously lead into the second once we get through the first one. So let's begin. The first topic is basically no one knows how much video games should cost, and this is an article from Polygon. The writer here indicates or goes through when I was reading through, and he indicates that as of now, 2017, there isn't really a set standard for how to price games, right? And we see this in
Right.
a number of different places. We see this on Steam, which is a digital download, but not just in Steam. We see this also on Xbox. We see this also on PS4 and their digital versus their physical copies. So one of the things about games is that a lot of people think that a game can hold its value, but it's not. It's pretty much the old way of thinking now because a lot of games, even when within as little as 3 months, go on sale. Steam sales are happening all the time.
Right.
And Steam actually, I was quite surprised one year when I was like, my God, every time I log in, there's a new sale going on. They have the summer sale. I think they have a fall sale.
Yes.
But they
Yeah.
It may be yeah, they
a
do.
winter or
The
fall.
Halloween sale.
The Halloween sale.
Right.
But they do, and then they also have
That's
these
cool.
off sales that are Capcom sales or Square
Right.
Enix sales and things like that, right? So in this article, he basically indicates that over time, games lose their value pretty quick, and a lot of times it's the high price game that comes out at the time that it comes out that people want to pick it up because it's the hot thing. You really just wait a bit and you'll be able to pick it up for like 30% off, or sometimes even as much as 50 or 80, depending on the game.
Right.
So he uses that as a point to indicate that game developers are trying to set prices, but there's that delicate balance between trying to set a price that is not too expensive but not too low that they can't make anything from it.
Well, I mean, I kind of want to touch on that
Yeah.
where when you think about like how pricing used to exist to now, let's say we go back 10 years, everything was brick and mortar. There was no digital downloads. We lived in a very tangible world. So, the standard of pricing was very common because you had to pay for shelving costs, you had to pay for
Physical
advertising,
media.
you had to pay for the physicality of having your product in store, where now there's digital everything. I mean, you can download an entire 1,000 library of games off of Steam for whatever prices, varying from like $5 to $500 or whatever. It's a different time we live in, and I agree that not having a standard now is a really good thing because there are game developers that may not be budgeting or building a AAA title game, but they're building something. And so, obviously not having that standard gives them the flexibility to set the price of what they think would be reasonable to sell, and that'll bring the highest income
Yeah.
to their company. So, I mean, in my opinion, I think it's a good thing we don't have a standard.
Yeah.
So I don't know. What do you guys think?
I always thought it was kind of silly that every AAA game back in the day was $60 no matter what. Because, most people that play AAA, they only play in AAA because they're casual or just like that. They want something dependable. Because when dealing with AAA, it's like consistent quality, but no experimentation. That's what you're paying for. But as a AAA game, I felt like if you lower that thing to like $50, that would be so much more money you make. Because that $10 can open it up for so many more people to buy. And obviously, I was kind of like generalizing, but that's the point of your financial department. They experiment with the price, see how that affects the sales. And sometimes, even though you lower that price, it sells more copies, but you still make the same amount of money. I think there's something to be said about getting in homes for long term, making more money down the line as well. And I feel like that, like this, in this paradigm that we live in now, it allows for more experimentation with pricing, and I like it.
Yeah.
So that means more games for me.
It's
That's
actually
right.
agreed. It's actually more beneficial to the end user or to the gamer, right? He even goes on to indicate how things such as Xbox Live membership, as well as PlayStation Network or PSN membership, completely obliterates the old standards in how to set prices simply because of the fact that they have their free versions, right? So I can't tell you how many times I've actually bought a game And then I have an Xbox Live account, I have a PSN account, and then all of a sudden that game I bought like 3, 4, or 5 months ago is a free game on their PSN, and I'm like, seriously? You get that feeling of like, what the heck just happened? So that kind of like disrupts the whole thing as well. So one of the questions I have is, are prices too low? On average, you'll find AAA titles selling for like 59 US, which in Canada, most AAA titles are 79 US, and that's not really a conversion. If you convert, we're actually paying a little more, us guys up here, which I guess that's fine if they need to make their money. Lately, there's been a trend, however, for lower prices on games, and there's two that I'm about to use as examples, which were mentioned in the article, that are both digital downloads. I think there's the one. Okay, I'll mention what they are. Sonic Mania just recently came out for the Switch. That one, if I'm not mistaken, also comes as a hard copy if you want to buy it, but the hard copy is the same price as the digital download, which is good. And then the other one, the second one, is Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice, and both these games are like, I would consider them not necessarily, maybe not Sonic AAA, but it's still a platformer that's AAA, like a brand name, big name, and
Right.
and they're pretty cheap. Sonic is, I think, $25 Canadian. I only know the Canadian prices. Sorry, guys. And Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice is, I think it's like $34 Canadian. And both those games could have easily fetched more. They could have put the prices much higher. So this goes back to what you were talking about, Nacho, and you, Esoteric, that this is a good thing for us gamers, right?
Definitely.
In the fact that there isn't really a set standard. So at this point, price doesn't really guarantee quality or length of a game. At one time, you could say, "Oh, I've spent $70 on this game. This game better last me 40 hours." But it doesn't quite work that way anymore, really. Do you guys agree? Have you seen that? Are there any game examples that you might have had that might fall into that?
Totally. I mean, Sam, if you want to
No,
chime in on this.
you can go.
Well, I mean, I know just from my personal experience, there are a lot of games that I've gotten for really great deals, whether they be on sale or just really inexpensive, that offer a lot of replayability with the game type it is. So I think by them offering at a reasonable price, they're helping push forward maybe their company, and that will not only bring in more publicity, but it'll also bring in more sales, which will help them develop more games and even stronger titles. So I think, having them not be at set standard is a really great thing. And I mean, what do you think, Sam? Yeah.
Yeah. Um, like me specifically, I remember back when Oblivion was coming out, it was like $60 for Oblivion and $60 for Two Worlds. Was the name
Oh,
of the
I
game.
remember that game.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
yeah. Two Worlds.
And it's like those are games you would expect you'd get a lot of play out of. $60 is a good thing. It's a good price if you can make it. But Two Worlds does not offer, like, there are games like Two Worlds that are not going to offer anywhere near the same amount of replayability. For
Two
the
Worlds
same
is
price.
shit. That's why. That's the problem.
I heard it was terrible, so I'm not gonna go there.
Just the mention of that name is like, oh, Two Worlds.
Okay, cool. So a lot of people nowadays are even complaining, though. They're also saying, he says in the article, that games are so expensive. Why are they so expensive? And so what I did is I took a moment to look at, like, Super Mario. Here's an example for Nintendo. I took two different companies, Nintendo and Sony. Super Mario 64 was selling for $59.99 US back in the day. This is back in the 90s, okay? Super Mario Odyssey is essentially rumored to be the same exact price. And this is today on the Switch. So it gives you an idea. It's games have kind of been the same in a lot of cases, or less. For example, Sony Crash Bandicoot back in the day was $42.99 US for one game. They've just released the remastered, which a lot of people think is a cash grab because nostalgia. Maybe it is a bit, but I'm in there. I love that game, right?
Oh yeah,
But
totally.
you're getting all three remastered for what is it? $39.99 US, which is cheaper than the original one. So you're basically getting gameplay out of three, right? Go ahead, Nacho. It looks like
One more thing I got to add to that though.
Yeah.
If you think about the value of $1 too, at
Yes.
when in the 90s when Super Mario 64 came out, the value of the dollar was a lot higher than it is today. So if you think about it, I mean, the games were a lot more expensive back then. And we clearly didn't have the graphic quality that we do now. So, I mean, I feel like we are in the golden era of gaming because of the access, the cost different, there's no set standard.
Yeah.
Yeah, the dollar value. I mean, I think we really do get our value out of most games. I mean, I'm not saying every game that comes out is, priced at what it should be, i.e. Mass Effect Andromeda, but there are games. I think we are in a great time to get our hands on as many types of games as possible for
wide variety.
The most bang for our buck, for
Yeah.
sure.
Right on.
I would like to go back to that the money for equals hours thing.
Yeah.
Because I think that's like back in the day, that was like a notion that even I had, that if I paid this amount of money, I'm expecting this amount of stuff and these like this amount of time I'm spending on it.
Right.
But now we're paying for experiences and overall enjoyment and something I could look back on. As a matter of fact, it was 4 hours, 8 hours,
Yes.
200, 2 minutes.
Yeah,
as long as I
you're-
had
you're
fun in that
100%
time.
Right. Yep.
Right.
I mean, it would be odd to pay $200 for a 2-minute game, but if it was very pleasurable while playing, I mean, it would be worth it, I guess. But still, I mean, I had a story about the money thing though.
Go
Going
for
back
it.
to having the lower prices and how that can affect the game sales. I didn't buy Skyrim when it first came out. I didn't even know what Skyrim was back in 2011. I was just a dumb little kid, and one day in 2013, I found like a double pack of games. They like you buy both at once, and it costs $20. So I
Gotcha.
found Skyrim and BioShock Infinite in the same package for $20. Two games that I only heard of in passing. One I really enjoy is Skyrim.
Yeah.
For $20, I got over 150 hours of gameplay, and
Yeah.
and I got BioShock Infinite, which I beat, and I didn't enjoy it at all. But but having that lower price really got
Still.
their games foot in my door, and it was worth it, I think.
Yeah, it's a
Totally.
good steal.
Awesome.
So we end off basically with kind of a double-edged sword, and we've touched upon this. It's great for the gamers, right? Because prices don't have a set standard, so there's that flexibility in what value a game could be, and opens the door to many who may not be able to afford a AAA to something that is more affordable, and they can pick up a game that's just as quality as a AAA. But at the same time, it could be a problem for developers. Meaning that they're banking on not only making that profit, but putting their food on the table so that they can build that next game the next time around, right? So it's an interesting article, and I figured it was worth bringing up. Any last words from any of you guys? Like anything that you guys think of?
Oh, you know what? Actually, before we move on to the next topic, I also want to throw in another website or another kind of thing that helps push forward gaming and that I think does a lot of good as well. Humble Bundle.
Oh, yeah.
I cannot stop talking about how much I love Humble Bundle. I've gotten my hand on so many awesome AAA titles. Like, I just got Killing Floor 2 because I do their Humble Monthly. It's like $12 a month, and I got Killing Floor 2, and then like at the end of the month, or I think at the beginning of September, I'll get like 6 more titles. And it not only helped me find out about more games coming out and different things like that, but I get my hands on some games that I may not have ever had the chance to play for a very reasonable price. So, I mean, there are so many opportunities for gaming, whether that be Steam, PlayStation Network, Xbox Live, Humble Bundle. I mean, there are probably 20 billion more that I'm missing, but I think that like having opportunities like that is amazing. So
Right on.
I just wanted to make sure that I added that as well.
Yeah.
Oh, and G2A. G2A got me so
G2A.
many games.
G2A?
Yes.
Uh,
G2A.
Okay, G2A's done some shady stuff in the past. Although I have actually run into some people who have said no, they haven't had any problems with it. But I haven't purchased from there myself.
G2A is kind of where it starts to get it starts to lean over to. I
To
mean,
the
I've
dark
used
side.
cheaters. Yeah, but I mean, I definitely get. I mean, that's to any spectrum.
Yeah.
You will have your legit, and then you will
Yeah.
have your less than
Less
legit.
than legit.
Them games still work though, so
Them games still
Hey,
work.
that's the. You still get to play them, right?
All right. So that's basically the first topic that we covered. So we're going to move on to the second at this point. Whoa, guys. Hey, before you carry on, I got to get something off my chest. BRG is holding a game night on September 1st at 5 p.m. Central. This is open to all BRG members, friends of members, and anyone else who wants to join and basically hang out to see what we're all about. You can find the event posted on the BRG website at bottlerocketgaming.com/events. Non-members can even join our Discord, or you can even email us at bottlerocketgaming@gmail.com. Hope to see you there. All right, carry on. You can keep doing what you're doing. Go, go, go. Just go. This one here is it's about PlayerUnknown Battleground. I know I pick it up. I knew you were gonna like this, Nacho. I know I pulled this up because it does actually make a lot of sense. It's also an article from Polygon. Polygon is really popular tonight. Yeah, and it's basically the article is, should PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds be considered for Game of the Year 2017? So the reason they brought it up is because the game is an unfinished game. It is not officially released. It's an early access on Steam. Okay? So the question becomes, this game is so popular, people are using it, people are playing it, people are streaming it. It's great, going nuts, right? But it is an early access game. So does that fact push it out or bump it out of ever having the possibility of getting Game of the Year or some sort of award in 2017? So at this point, like, early access is essentially the problem. I mean, the game is noteworthy. Like, let me see something here. Hang on a second.
Can I just kind of
Yeah.
chime
Okay.
in real
Go.
quick?
Yeah. Go for
Well,
it.
I'll go ahead and I personally, my bias is I am for PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds. I love the game. They have been in early access for quite some time. I will give them that, but I mean it really comes down to the parameters of what should be Game of the Year. Like, is it all encompassing of gaming, or is it like fully developed, completed, polished games? I mean, I personally would, or I mean, unbiased, I would say I would consider PlayerUnknowns to be at least considered for Game of the Year.
Right.
Not because it's it's one of the most popular games on Twitch. It has been it's one of the most downloaded games on Steam.
Yep.
I mean, I think those factors should come into play for Game of the Year, because when it comes down to that award itself, that should be kind of a fan-based award.
Yeah.
Like, those statistics should come into play. Now, I don't want to knock any other game that has come out that has been fully developed, but I mean, the fact that it is early access, I feel like that should have some hindrance in it winning Game of the Year for at least 2017. But I think there should be at least some consideration for what it's done in early access. It has made leaps and bounds in its development stage.
So maybe not a Game of the Year, but some sort of like recognition.
Honorable mention, maybe.
Right. Okay. For early access accomplishment or something.
Right. I mean, it's hard to say though.
Yeah. Sam, did you have something to say, Sam? I think you were looking like you were.
No, I was just considering the points he brought up.
Ah, okay. Because I mean, sorry. Go ahead, Esoteric.
Well, excuse me. I just wanted to say that
that's cool.
I think even though like the game technically not finished, I mean, what games at the end of the day, in my eyes, they're art, and what piece of art is ever finished? It's always up to there's two ways to look at it: the person who made it and the person who's receiving it. There's always something more that the receiver might want, and there might be. And now we live in a day where, I mean, this is commercial art, and they have deadlines, and not every piece of gameplay mechanics are going to be in the game. That's why some would say Battlefront got rushed by EA, and not everything was in it that people want. I wouldn't know. I'm not into that, but um, yeah. But we have deadlines for stuff and yearly releases like Assassin's Creed that aren't polished, but um, they have deadlines and they're not finished. But we're gonna consider it from game of the year, even though technically they're not finished. We don't know if they're finished just because they're saying that they're done. Early access, it's still a game. It's still wildly popular. PlayerUnknown Battleground is probably not going to be more popular than it is right now. Next year, we're going to say that's not going to be Game of the Year just because it's not going to be as popular then. I feel like it should
As it
be
is,
up
yeah.
there in Game of the Year because it is a game that we were playing this year.
That's right.
So,
Yeah.
For sure. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So,
And
sorry, go ahead.
oh no, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, it's kind of the article goes on to say it's unfair to disqualify PUBG as running for Game of the Year because of the fact that it's incomplete. Truth is, the game has been steadily climbing on Steam and on Twitch, just like you mentioned, Nacho. And I mean, to put this in perspective, there are other games that have come out, and these are AAA completed games. So they come out, they're done, and there are 3 in the article that are specifically mentioned. I'll mention what they are. We have Diablo 3 at 2012. That was the year it was made. Dota 2, 2013, and World of Warcraft in 2004, right? So these games themselves, if you look at them now in comparison to what they were back in the day when they first came out, the article argues that the game has changed so much, right? That were they really finished at that time? Right, so there are clear examples of how when you compare them back, the gameplay is completely different. So if you played the game now, you wouldn't recognize the game if you played it side by side with the original game that came out or their vanilla versions, right? And I know because I played World of Warcraft, loved World of Warcraft, and I recently got back onto Legion, the latest one, and there's quite a few different updates in there. I mean, it's awesome to see the old stuff, but they've changed so much that part of me is like, I miss that old mechanic or that old area that I was in once before. And mind you, some of these changes have taken years and time to happen. It wasn't a night and day between the two. So one of the advantages is that being a game, PlayerUnknown Battleground, being a game that is early access means that it's maintained regularly and it's updated regularly. Now, not all early access games are treated that way, but so far, PlayerUnknown Battleground has been doing that. I mean, we're talking about vaulting coming up, right?
Yes.
They recently introduced first-person view, right?
Yep.
So
Right.
so it means that the community, can give feedback, and the company, in this case Bluehole, has that flexibility because they don't have a final version out yet. Updates, the recent FPP or first-person perspective mode, and it also shows the community that the devs aren't just sitting on their hands doing nothing, right? Because they're getting feedback and they're doing stuff.
Totally. I mean, well, another thing, like what you kind of touched on with Diablo 3, Dota 2, and World of Warcraft, we live in a world of every game comes out, and then literally within the week, there's a patch. There is an update. Any game that I've played in the last, I would say, 5 years, I have at least an update or 2 by the time I pick up the game next. And so for PUBG, PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds, I mean, it almost feels like it's the same kind of thing. Like, it may be kind of labeled as early access, but when you kind of go back and you look at these games and how they get updated and patched, they share similar characteristics in that sense, So I think, games that have previously won Game of the Year, I'm sure they were not the same thing as when they won Game of the Year. So for PUBG to be kind of have that as like not a negative, but kind of as a counter argument to them becoming Game of the Year, I think that's almost like, well, yeah, but I mean, you look at all these other games that had patches, and they still won Game of the Year. So I think that's a strong argument for PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds,
Mhm.
and
To
I
be
mean,
considered for it, right?
to be considered, yes, definitely. And I mean, I think they did at E3 announce, or they talked about when their full release or when they expected their completion to be, and it was considered sometime at the end of the year. Now I don't know if they're still on that timeline,
Right.
but I mean that should still be considered as a fairly completed game. I mean, for anyone who has seen the gameplay online or has played it themselves, it feels like it should be a complete game. It almost feels as polished as you would see any other game on on Steam or on Xbox Live or on PlayStation Network. So I am gonna check my ballot for yes for this.
All
Not
right.
only because I love the game, but because I think it has a lot of strong points for. And I think that this, if they do win Game of the Year, I think this will not only help vault them to, the level of respect that they should be, but it will help other development teams that may be kind of on the edge of like, releasing an early access game and not feeling confident to just completely commit to it. And
Right.
that will in turn help develop better early access, games. So, I mean, this could be a pivotal moment for a lot of development teams in getting more games out to us and be kind of building off of the community. So I can't wait to see what happens, to be honest.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Your opinion, Esoteric. What do you think or feel about it? Like, do you think that it should be considered that like a good runner this year for Game of the Year 2017?
Yeah, I definitely think it'll be top five. But the people who won't vote for this are gonna say that's early access. They should vote for Minecraft because Minecraft just had their final update this past January,
Oh
and Minecraft is
yes,
one of the most popular games of all
and
time.
I
True.
love
So
Minecraft. No, but you're 100% right.
True.
Yeah.
yeah, so yeah,
Wow.
I don't think that because that's silly. But yeah, PlayerUnknown Battleground should be top five for me. I think Wolfenstein gonna be that game of the year. Personally,
Oh,
that's what I like. But
damn.
That would
That's
be
good. Yeah.
interesting. That would
Actually,
be
I
cool.
can't wait for that game. How about you, Sam?
I don't know about PUBG specifically. I've managed to not hear anything about this game,
Okay.
nice job.
but when you have games like Battlefront that released with like season passes and stuff, where you have to pay an extra $50, $60 for like special online considerations, how is that any more complete than
Good
any of these
point.
games that we've
That's a
mentioned?
great point.
Good point. Yeah. Okay. So I personally, I'm with you, Nacho. I love the game. I love first-person shooters in general. I'm not the greatest at playing them, but this game's got something special. It's that excitement, exhilaration when you find yourself down to like
The
three,
fear.
4 people. The fear, absolutely. And I bought the game as soon as I learned about it. Watched people stream, and I'm cool with them, even though it is an incomplete game, considering it for Game of the Year 2017. Absolutely. Like, you're paying for it. I've already paid for it. The game is 90% done. Everybody's loving it. Look at what it's done. The amount of people that are playing, the amount of people that are streaming it. They'd be foolish to overlook it. That's all I'm saying.
Mhm.
Go ahead.
Another note I want to add: there is also already esports for the game.
No way.
I
I didn't
mean,
know. I didn't know that.
Gamescom next weekend will have a PUBG Invitational. I mean,
What?
what other games have you seen? I mean, you guys could know, but I don't personally know of any game that was in early access or that was in this state that PUBG is that had an esports build already.
Wow. Okay.
I mean, League of Legends maybe Dota, StarCraft, I don't know, but I mean, the game is in early access. It's to most not done, but it already has such a strong base in esports.
Right.
And I mean, I like to talk esports. That's why I do the esports segment.
Yeah.
But this, I think, should be also. Needs to be, at least consider or at least be discussed as well, because I mean, an early access game already being considered with esports that's something special for sure.
That is awesome.
So I just had to add that last note.
Cool. Thanks, man. So, all right, guys. Those are the two topics. Thank you, gentlemen, for giving me your 2 cents. And we want to hear what you guys think, right? Are games too expensive? Are games getting cheaper? Do you care about the cost of games? Also, PUBG. Is it a game you like? Do you hate it? Do you even care if that, like, just whatever you feel and think, just throw that down in the comments. Let us know. I want to read this stuff, right? So I want to know what you guys think. So thank you guys. And we're going to go to the next section or segment in the podcast. We'll see you there.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Nachopanda, and tonight we got an epic episode of esports coverage for you guys. We're going to be covering a really cool story that I think you guys will be really excited about. So let's jump right into it, shall we? Alright, you guys, for our story tonight, we got something really cool, and it's something that has not happened before in the world of esports, you guys. We have the PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds Invitational happening at Gamescom 2017. That will be happening August 23rd through the 26th. Now, for those who don't really know what that is, don't know what PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds, I'll give you a quick rundown. It is a third-person, first-person survival shooter where you basically drop on an island with nothing but the clothes on your back. You have to loot all the weapons, you have to find armor, you have to find health, all that kind of stuff, and you just basically survive. It's like Hunger Games Simulator 2017, you know? So, this tournament is going to be at Gamescom. It's a LAN tournament. First one that PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds has ever done. History. So they will be having their first tournament hosted by ESL, which for those who don't know, Electronic Sports League, and the creator of PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds, Bluehole. Now, this is kind of crazy because this is like I've stated, first time it's ever been done. This game is still in early development, you guys. So this is even for esports gaming, this is crazy because the game's not even fully developed and they're already doing LAN tournaments. So the prize fund is actually pretty decent too. It's a 350,000 prize pool for, what is it, 4 different divisions. Now you have your solo division, which is like you're a single person by yourself against however many players are in the match. You have duos, which is teams of 2. You have duo first person mode, which was just added into the game August 4th, 5th, which was the latest update. And you have squads. So you will get to see a lot of variety of gameplay. You know, solo mode, it's kind of chaotic. You don't really have anyone to rely on, where you get to duos and squads where it's like strategy comes into play. It's going to be crazy. We got a lot of teams actually going into this. I know Cloud9 has a team developed. TSM has a team developed. I think Team Liquid has another team. Luminosity has a team. There are a lot of esports franchises coming into play now, and they're all building their teams. And I believe Tempo Storm just recently got a team too. I don't know if they're competing in this LAN tournament, but you know, in the near future, I guarantee you they will be. Now, it's cool because it breaks down fairly well, very lucrative for the teams, where it's a 46,000 first place or 46,000 prize pool for solo mode, 62,000 for duos, 62 also for duo first person, and for squads the prize pool is $180,000, you guys. So squads consist of 4 players, duos 2, solos 1. And the way the scoring will work, it's kind of unique because there isn't really, I mean, aside from the winner, the last person alive, it's going to go with best overall scores over 3 matches per division that will determine the winner. So I'm assuming that has something along the lines of their score, how many kills, how far they made it in the match. That will determine how they will be placed and ranked. So a lot of this stuff too is just coming into fruition. Like, this tournament was just announced about a month ago, I would say, and ever since the August patch, the game has gotten very pro esports. They've gone so far as to offering exclusive in-game cosmetic items that have been benefiting the prize pool for this tournament. So you could buy, using in-game currency that you earn through playing matches, to buy crates that will randomly give you some kind of cosmetic feature to your character. And to unlock those crates, you need to buy a key. That's like a digital key to unlock the crate. And those keys, the money made from those went to the prize pool for this tournament. So, I mean, I think PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds and Bluehole Company are really pushing for this game to be a very, very popular esports. And I think they have the grounds to do that. So this is going to be really exciting, you guys, and I cannot wait to watch this. I don't know who I'm going to root for, but it's going to be exciting, needless to say. So you guys, I wanted to just talk about that tonight, let you know what's going on. Like I said, August 23rd through the 26th. I think it starts around 11 o'clock in the morning, sometime around that. You can check it out on Twitch, probably ESL. They'll have a little bit more information about that. But you guys, make sure to check this out. I will be covering more of this in the near future and as the tournament happens. So make sure to check me out on Twitch and Twitter, and I will be updating you guys on all that kind of stuff. So good luck to all the teams competing, and I cannot wait to watch it. So that's it, guys. All right, you guys. So that was our story for the night. Thank you guys so much for checking us out. Like always, make sure to comment, like, and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Let us know what you thought about the video below. Let us know what we can do better. You know, if there are any other games that you think that we should cover in the esports segment, go ahead and hit me up. You guys can always check me out on Twitter right up here. And you guys can always check me out on Twitch as well if you guys want to chat with me live during my streams. You can also do that right up here, guys. Anyways, thank you guys so much for checking this out. I am Nachopanda. I have been your host for the night. Thank you guys so much, and we'll see you next time. Peace.
Hey everybody, we are now at the end of the podcast. We're at the wrap-up segment, and I want to take a moment to say thank you to both Sam and Esoteric from Gaming Thoughts and Opinions. Thank you very much, guys, for joining us for this podcast tonight. I had a great time. It was a lot of fun. So you guys, you really have to go and check out the two of them. They put up some awesome videos. I was actually watching a video about them. They were sitting down on a couch playing a wrestling match. What game was that exactly?
WWE 2K14, I think.
2K14, that's right. Okay.
Awesome.
And yeah, they look like they were having a lot of fun doing that. So guys, what's coming up for you? What's coming up for your channel? What's coming up for your podcast? Let us know.
Sam, you want to go first?
We're bringing back our podcast for a bi-monthly. Yeah, I think it's a bi-monthly thing.
That means 2 a month, right? That's what we're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 a month.
Cool, cool.
Go on.
And any other plans? Anything else going on, or just the podcast for now?
Yeah, we got, weekly we have, GTO Wrestling Series. We have our indie game show called Indie
yep.
Sack.
I saw that,
Indie
yeah.
Sack.
So you guys go in, pull out a game, and play. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah. It's just a random game. It downloads immediately. It's really odd. But anyways, we have a lot of cool stuff coming up. But especially at a podcast, we've been wanting to bring that back in its proper fashion for a long time. So
that's amazing.
That's awesome.
So tell us, guys, Sam, Esoteric, tell us where people can find you.
Mark, or Esoteric,
right.
you want to go?
People can find me on Twitter at Dicker Davies, the best follow on Twitter. You can find my own personal YouTube channel where I upload mostly wrestling videos, but it's also Esoteric, S.O.Tarik, and of course, Gaming Thoughts and Opinions. That's where I'm at.
Cool.
You can follow me on Twitter at GTO_ComicSams.
Nice. Right on.
Love the name.
All right. Well, yeah, I know it's pretty good, eh?
Good.
All right. So thanks again, guys. I really appreciate you being able to come, make the time, and come onto the show and, have some fun with us today. So
Thanks for having us.
yeah, not a problem. Not a problem. Nacho, what's coming up for you, my buddy, my friend?
Man, ever since hitting that affiliate, man, I've really just kind of buckled down and tried to refocus the whole streaming, trying to make sure that I'm staying on my regular schedule.
Right on.
I'm working on some other rewards for my fan base because I know that's what this is all about, building a community. And I'm gonna decide soon, but I might be going to TwitchCon in October, so I'm
Dude,
kind
that's
of
awesome.
Yeah, I'm very excited about that. I know there are a lot of people going out there that I have touched base with, and I've met a lot of great people through TwitchCon. So I think that would be a great opportunity for the channel to just further promote it and just become a better streamer all around. So I'm very excited about that opportunity. Now
Wow,
I just
that's
need
awesome.
to get all the logistics figured out.
Yeah, I gotcha. Are they far from you?
It's about I would say probably a 6 hour drive if I
Okay,
drove. Yeah, I'm in the Bay Area in California, and it's in Long Beach, so it's not too bad. It's not too far away, but
gotcha.
I'm definitely excited for the opportunity to go there.
Well, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So Nacho, where can people find you? Where they go and see
Well,
your pretty face?
the shorter answer is where can't you find me, you
Ah,
guys? I am on every social media. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Facebook, Twitch. I have my own Discord. You guys can reach me on all of those. But I would say primarily the quickest way you guys can reach out to me is through my Twitch. I'm always checking it out, and I also have access to my Discord through my Twitch. So you guys can always talk to me there, give me a heads up, say what's up, let me know I'm terrible at PUBG, and I will agree with you wholeheartedly. But that's the best way to reach me, you guys.
right on. That's pretty awesome. Good stuff, buddy.
Yeah.
So myself, everyone, I've been back and streaming on Twitch again. This last week was my first week fully on Twitch, 3 times a week, and you guys can actually find me on twitch.tv/KirokCraft if you want to see me. Next week I will be streaming a VR game called Gorn. It's a game a friend gifted me, and it's basically a kind of like a cartoonish but gladiator, super violent. So you can use like spears and swords to cut people's heads in half, put spears to pull their hearts. Yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
I'll be watching that stream.
And I have more videos coming out on my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel is youtube.com/KirokCraft, and also you can find me on project-singularity.com, part of a different gaming group where a bunch of us get together at least once a week to try and play games together, have fun. That's pretty much it. Oh, and also I keep forgetting about this because it's relatively new. I'm also part of a different gaming community, and this is just a community of me and my buddies that I know in real life where we sit down on a couch and talk about games. That's it. So we are known as Hop Along Games. So yeah. So again, thank you everyone, and of course, the BRG podcast or Bottle Rocket podcast. I have to do, I got to do rights to it. You can, as a viewer watching this episode, if you want to check us out, you can check us out at bottlerocketgaming.com. That's our website. On that site, you'll basically see a listing of all the members, any events that are scheduled. You can sign up and join, and we are always looking for people that essentially are good gamers, want to have fun with other people, and the community is pretty tight knit. This podcast is made possible by a bunch of people in the community. Graphics were done, logos were done by one person. I did some of the actual layouts in the podcast. Music was done by another person, Seshi, which is pretty cool. So it's a great community, and you can check us out there. You can see us on the YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/BottleRocketGaming. And also lately, the Twitch channel has been going, like I was going to say a really bad word there, has been really doing well. A lot of people in the community are stepping up and showing their gaming capabilities throughout the week. So one guy scheduled, another person scheduled, another person scheduled. And did I say it's twitch.tv/BottleRocketGaming? Maybe I didn't say. But you can go there and check it out. Yeah. And lastly, we are a podcast. We are doing this out of, kind of like a hobby. It's fun for us. We all have lives and full-time jobs. If you don't really have the time to spend and go through all those different things I just mentioned, you can go through at patreon.com/BottleRocketGaming and support us through some sort of monetary way. Like, even if you throw a buck our way, it's not a big deal. And if you look through, there's a bunch of different tiers where you can get different things, like I think all the way up to a t-shirt, which is pretty cool. So yeah, that's it.
Did you guys take out the strip show from Warped?
The strip show, was there a strip show? I thought there was a date with Kirok.
Oh, was that it? Oh, I
was
guess
yeah.
that's on the after hours thing.
Oh,
Yeah,
maybe it is. All right, so that'll wrap it up for us tonight, guys. Thank you so much for coming, watching. Thank you to you guys, Sam and Esoteric, for joining us, and thank you, Nacho, for coming along for the ride. I really appreciate it, guys.
Always,
okay.
always a pleasure.
All right. Good night, everybody. Bye bye.
Peace.
Thank you.